Good morning and welcome back, everybody. Today is going to be a series of smaller projects than what we had on the last video. Starting with, we're going to go up and we are going to remove these off the roof today. There's some issues with the roof, but we'll get up there and we'll see what we can get filmed for us today. And hopefully it goes really well. No issues, no problems, just being careful the whole way through. We'll see what it looks like up there. All right, hang in there. Well, so we got two primary problems here. We've got to get this unbolted without falling through the roof on the right hand side and get them down to the ground. So I guess the first thing, just in case these falls, is going to be to cut these guys off. Well, it truly is a beautiful day to be up here on a roof. Couldn't ask for any better weather. A little bit of wind, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. Now these screws actually go down into, that's the second time I've dropped that socket. These screws actually go down into the overhang, and I'm going to come back up and fill these with silicone. But I got to be careful how far over I walk, because these don't have any support underneath. So I'm just going to go ahead and take these guys right on out. Same thing over here. I am not walking on that edge. Smaller one. Okay, that's it. Good. Now we only have a little bit left up here. There's a couple of spots where things have been ripped off. I've got to remove these guys, but I don't want to do that because it'll destroy these shingles. Same thing over here, but this is over nothing. And that board is already damaged. This is going to need to be redecked. Same thing continuing all the way down through here. We're going to have to redeck all of that. I'm not going to tear off any of this top part because even though it is bad, it's still better than leaving it open to the elements at the moment. So we're going to go down. We're going to get started on the next thing and getting the wires pulled down, and then we'll get on to the next project. Next project is going to be removing all the extra wiring for everything we've cut loose inside. I'm not going to mess with anything for this section for right now, and we've got our ground wire here, so we're going to avoid all that. But we're going to remove everything else, ball it up in the front, call that good. And this is just, yeah, just nonsense. So we're going to get rid of all the nonsense. door here has been a problem since we first started this project, and we're coming closer to needing to have this door open all the way to be able to do some kitchen projects and get this large pile of trash out of here. I'd originally put the board that I'd put on first quite a while back. It stopped the door from opening probably a third of the way to the wall. And what I realized here very quickly as I'm working on this is I actually need to shift everything a little bit to the left and stay out of the way of that latch with this piece of plywood covering the window. The whole point of this is just to keep animals out of the house. The door is broken, the windows are broken. If somebody was trying to get in, it would be a great challenge for them to do so. But having this door being able to open completely and fold against the wall is something that we really were needing at this point in order to be able to get good clearance. Earlier in this video when I was pulling out the wiring, some of that wiring was apparently from AT&T DSL or AT&T fiber, depending on which particular box it was. And this house had been wired for quite a few different things with the satellite dishes and such on the roof. And I've given quite a bit of investigation into this house for what we'd be able to put for internet back here if we did decide to keep it. The AT&T fiber net that is down there is available at the house, but it doesn't look like it had ever been connected to the particular new version that's out there, as all of the fiber optic cable appear to be quite old. And I was told the installation had only been recently completed for the upgrade. So it was probably DSL. That being said, I don't know for sure. However, I would be strongly leaning towards going with Starlink in this particular location, simply because of the cost. It'd be cheaper to have a basic package for Starlink down here than it would for any of the AT&T packages in the area. But before we can do that, we've got to get the internet support system, which is electricity, connected with the utility provider.
You know how high your cost is labor intensive, especially for me. There's also going to be a good opportunity to do split screen video, which I haven't done yet, where this side me taking it out here, and the right side me putting it into the shop. So there's a major move here for all this. The more 15 shop, I'm not going to buy it, but
I did have it at one point.
We built this city, but we made a mess. Following on with what has been discussed in the last two videos, the decision's been made to go ahead and rip out most, if not all, of the kitchen and redo this area. And we had actually cleaned the kitchen counters and such pretty thoroughly when we first started working on this project, so we'd have a space to put snacks, drinks, tools, etc. Anything we wanted to keep clean and keep from being contaminated with what we had in the workspace, other than probably, dust and a whole lot of insulation that has been blown around the house. But hopefully we'll be done with that very shortly, and we can move on to putting in something new rather than tearing out old.
the more I think about it, the more I'm not convinced I want that power over on that side of the house anyway. Because everything electric is over here.
Well, yeah.
Modern light switch, blue case, safety plastic. Same standard design for the sides. Antiquated light switch. Looks like Bakelite, maybe. Side mounted wires. Black switch. Sounds fantastic. A little bit different mounting design. It's got a good crisp click to it. Very soft. Not crisp at all. Probably close to worn out.
Once we get done with this, no doors going back here. So. No insulation.